In this video, you're going to learn how to solve quadratic equations using the quadratic formula. But first, we're going to talk about the graphs. When you graph a quadratic formula, it's called a parabola. The principles of a parabola can be seen in everyday things like satellite dishes, roller coasters, the water in a fountain, throwing a ball, and many more. Let's start off by solving this simple equation that is already set to equal to 0. At the top of the left, you will see the quadratic formula. This will be the basis of solving every quadratic equation with the quadratic formula. We're going to start off by finding out what a, b, and c will equal in this equation. Once we found out what those are, we're going to plug them into the quadratic formula, which should look something like this. Since this term was already negative in the original equation, when we plug it in, it would be expressed like this. However, to make it easier, if the term is already negative in the original equation, you can express it as a positive term when it is already plugged in. It should look like this. Moving on to actually solving the problem. Everything inside the square root, when simplified, would become 225 minus 176. When we simplify 2 times 1, it just becomes 2. By further simplifying everything inside the square root, we can see this equals 49. At this point, we're going to want to separate this into two equations. One that says 15 plus the square root of 49 all over 2, and one that says 15 minus the square root of 49 all over 2. One equation will tell us the value of x is 11, and the other will tell us the value of x is 4. Don't worry, quadratic equations always have two answers. Try solving this equation yourself. One thing I'll tell you to always remember is to check if the equation is equal to 0. Pause the video to try and solve this, and come back when you think you've got it. Okay, let's start solving this. In this equation, a equals 3, b equals negative 5, and c equals negative 45. Plug those into the quadratic formula and begin simplifying them. Once you get to this point, again, you're going to split it into two equations so you can get two answers. And that is how you solve a quadratic equation using the quadratic formula.